Hey guys, Sam here from Roadrunner Sports, and today we are talking about the Nike React Miler. I am really excited to tell you more about this shoe, not just because I'm always really excited to talk to you about shoes, but because this shoe was a great blend of a neutral running shoe and a stability shoe that really supported me on my longer runs. And I was really excited to find that a shoe could really do both for me. Okay, so diving in as we always do, we're going to talk about tech specs first, and then we're going to dive into the performance of this shoe. So first of all, this shoe, you can check out that React foam there. It has the Nike React foam throughout. For those of you who have tried the Nike React foam, you're probably a big fan. It's a really comfortable foam. Most recently, it was in their Infinity Run. It's going to be in their Pegasus 37. We'll talk about comparisons to those shoes too. But first, we'll dive into this shoe. 10.7 ounces for men, 9.2 for women. A little bit heavier than the Peg 37, a little bit heavier than the Infinity Run. The mesh upper is in part due to probably that heaviness. It's a little bit of a thicker mesh upper. So you'll see here, obviously you can't tell really in the review, but it is a thicker mesh upper. So some people did note that on hotter days, they're not really feeling the breathability of that mesh upper. I haven't noticed that yet. I've been running it on hotter days. I live in East County, San Diego, so hotter days left and right. And I didn't feel that yet, but feel free to DM me at any point about the shoe, and I'll let you know if it did heat up on my foot after a while. I'm running in this shoe still and will continue to do so because I do like it. The other elements of this shoe to note is this heel counter here. This is a nice reinforced heel counter. There's a plastic band around here that really keeps your foot firmly in place. That's one of the stability elements of the shoe, is that if you're on a longer run and your form is kind of breaking down, that heel counter is there to make sure that you don't overextend your foot and you don't experience heel slippage. The other thing that really plays a great part in that is the outsole of the shoe. So you'll see from the outsole of the shoe that it is a wider base, and because of that, that also supports the element of not rolling your heel during a run, and just keeping it more of a stable ride altogether. So again, that reinforced heel counter here, and then that stable, nice outsole there. And then the React foam cushioning, this is a highly cushioned shoe, which makes it that great longer run shoe. And also with that cushion level too, you don't get that like heavy cushion feel. It's definitely a bouncy, responsive shoe. Maybe not super bouncy, but it is relatively responsive on the road, and it feels really good. Like you feel energized wearing this shoe. When I go on runs in it, I don't feel like oh my god, I'm just like sinking into cushion and it's it's just there for my recovery days. I really feel that cushioning on both my longer runs, my shorter runs, and my recovery days, and I feel that responsiveness as well. So it's really got that nice blend. So the one thing that I would say about this shoe that some people have noted, again, I haven't yet, but is that the upper is not as breathable. So maybe one day this will be a Flyknit upper, and we'll get a little bit more of those breathable elements. So now going into the comparisons. So this shoe is heavier than the Peg 37. It is heavier than the Infinity Run. It's a totally new model though. It's not the next generation of the Odyssey. It's not the next generation of the Infinity Run, but its closest relative is probably the Infinity Run, because it has that same level of same kind of React foam cushioning, and also that kind of the base, the outsole experience of the Infinity Run. The things that I noticed, I ran in the Infinity Run quite a bit too, and I prefer this shoe leaps and bounds. The Infinity Run for me, I experienced heel slippage. I didn't feel like it was an out of the box foot conforming comfortable feel. I had to spend a lot of time getting used to it. Once I did get used to it, I did like the shoe, but this to me is just the better version of that shoe. So the better version of that shoe also blended with stability elements. So this shoe, I didn't feel any of the slippage. It felt comfortable right out of the gate. I enjoyed running in it right away. So those elements to me make it a far superior shoe. A lot of people love the Infinity Run. They didn't experience heel slippage, none of that, but I did. And so this shoe for me, it built upon an already good shoe to make it great. And the elements that I mentioned earlier of the stability is very apparent in this shoe. So this shoe was made in part to be a sort of a stability shoe for neutral runners, which is perfect for me because I do experience little twinges in my heel, and with this shoe I didn't experience that. So that was really exciting for me, is that I could run in this shoe, and because of this heel counter and the widened base, I felt like my foot was really secure, and I felt like it was just a very comfortable run. Comparing this to so yeah, those would be my comparisons. Just a little bit heavier than the other shoes, but really that neutral shoe for stability, that stability shoe for neutral runners. I don't know how I said it before, but that's the right way. Go with that one, okay? Performance. So I have been running in this shoe for probably about 3 weeks now, and it is definitely high in my rotation. I've been enjoying it a lot. It's always a pleasure when you get to run test a shoe that you really like. So the things that I noticed most about this shoe is definitely, number one, that plush cushioned ride. I felt that without any lack of responsiveness. So it really had both of those elements to me, which I really enjoyed. The other thing that I really liked about this shoe was the fit. I love the fit of the shoe. I can be super sloppy about tying my laces, slip my foot in when the laces are already tied, and it just fits well. It fits really well. It's very comfortable. I liked the heel counter. I liked the security and stability of the outsole too. The outsole makes for a very comfortable ride. So top 3 things I would say: the cushioning in the shoe, the React foam for sure, the outsole, that wide stable base, and then the heel counter for me. I don't have ankle problems necessarily, but I've noticed that probably because of the lockdown, running a lot more and not stretching, not doing the things I should do. So I started to feel a little twinge in my ankle, and this shoe I felt like helped not correct it by any means, but it did make me feel like I was more secure in my run, which was really nice. So I enjoyed that a lot about this shoe. And again, the upper, I had no problems with it. I thought it was a comfortable upper. And also, I really like the look of this shoe. Let's take another look at it. Definitely looks a lot prettier when it's clean, but that's kind of the fun of it, right? So I was kind of thinking about getting an extra pair of these for just like a little like lifestyle shoe, because I think it's so cute. Anyway, back to the review at hand. This shoe is available now at Roadrunner Sports, www.roadrunnersports.com. And if you're a VIP, you can test run the shoe for 90 days. If it's not perfect for you, you can return it within those 90 days and exchange it for something you love. This is the Nike React Miler. If you have any questions, DM us on Instagram or message us on Facebook, wherever you can find us, and we can tell you more about this shoe. Bye guys, see you on the road, 6 feet away, stay safe.